Dana White has essentially guaranteed that Colby Covington is going to be next. He was the fighter who did make the effort to go weigh in as the backup. I know Belal Muhammad was more than willing and able to do that, but Colby was the guy whose number was called to make the weight as a backup. He made the weight. He looked fantastic. And whether it's because he moves the needle or whatever the reason is, Dana seems to want to make that fight. What are your thoughts on all that?
I think Colby is a guy that moves the needle, right? I mean, if this is a business and it's a fight game, but it's a business. And Colby is a guy that has been in a lot of big fights. He's a guy that you can always rely on to move forward, be aggressive, and bring the fight to that guy across from him. And for that, it does make sense. You know, Colby is a guy that people want to see either win or lose, and he's going to make a fight, and he's going to know how to promote that fight. And if you're going against someone like Leon, who lets his fighting do the talking, he's very quiet, you need someone like a Colby Covington to help push that fight, in my opinion. I think that the other thing you could argue for Colby's sake is Belal on a tremendous win streak. That absolutely matters, and it's extremely difficult to do that in the UFC. That's insane. However, if we were to compare, I guess the level of competition, you could certainly argue that the Colby's level of competition is higher than Belal's, right? I mean, let's look at competition, and prior to him getting the eye poke against Leon Edwards, I love Belal, and I think it would be a very different fight, but things weren't exactly going well for Belal up until that point, right?
Yeah.
He's not even a good talker. When he talks, he mumbles. It's written down. It looks stupid. It's not professional. It's not good. And then even when he's in the press conference, point of view, why? Because he says stupid stuff. Because he says outlandish things that the hillbilly drunks are going to be cheering for. No, that's not a good talker. Like when Conor did it, it looked good. When Chael does it, it looks good. It sounds good. It's witty. When he does it, it's just stupid. And you're going to give a guy 3 of his last fights are going to be for the title fight. Like, how does that work at all? When his fight in between are guys that are on losing streaks. He hasn't been a guy that's won a fight in how many years? He hasn't been a guy like that.
Yeah.
Every single guy he's been have come off 2 fight losing streaks. But when I'm looking at it, like you said, now the fans are starting to realize that they're starting to see it's a joke. It does delegitimize the sport.
Man, that Gaethje is unfucking real. Like,
Gaethje got a Gaethje.
He almost looks like
Gaethje's got a Gaethje.
And with these guys, because I've dealt with it, you never know if they're dealing with injuries, what's going on. They're getting older. They've been in a lot of wars. This guy looked better. He
did. He really did.
I tell you, he is the Dan Henderson of the fucking 55ers with a couple of more tools. But he could always get you out of there, hurt you with that right hand. It's crazy. More importantly, and I say this with every aspect, coaching, managing, fight, consistency. He's crazy. I didn't think he could hold up. I really didn't. I just thought he's getting older. He had his nose fixed. He's making money. It was crazy. That was crazy. And I tell you, like, again, he is thrown with bad intentions, like Mike Tyson. Yeah. That's him. He's thrown with bad intentions, man. And Rafael, I mean, it was a great fight. It really was. But that 3rd round was just phenomenal. The way he started using the jab, and then he found that uppercut. He wasn't letting that go. And, it just, crazy.
I saw a video though last week, and it was Jamal Hill. It was just like a little short or like a 2-minute YouTube video. It was Jamal Hill on the Rogan podcast, and they were talking about Kamaru's knees, and it had been edited together, it wasn't Rogan's podcast YouTube channel, but it was talking about the problems Joe was talking about Kamaru to Jamal, and obviously this is things that Kamaru's told Joe. And he was talking about how he can't walk, he can't run, he has to go down the stairs backwards because of his knees. And he was also saying that if he's walking along a sidewalk, a pavement in the UK, and there's grass close by, he walks on the grass because the impact of walking on concrete or a pavement is too painful. You know what I mean? And again, it all goes into all the years on the clock. And by the way, I am not taking away from Leon's performance. Leon was sensational. We're just talking about how, maybe, as you put it, and it is often put, Father Time now is catching up with Kamaru. And he said, because I asked him, I did an interview for BT Sport, I said, you know, some people saying that you're thinking about retirement, or you're talking about retirement. No, and he said, listen, of course I think about retirement. Do you think I want to do this for the rest of my life? Do you think I want to go through these training camps and get my face punched in? The physical suffering you have to, not only in the fight, but in the camp? Of course. He said, but I'm not there yet. So again, you got to respect that.
Modelo, estás una sorpresa.
Let's go!
Check it out, guys. 14,000 feet above sea level. Gotta use the science, gotta use all the resources you got. We're out here at Cerulean. We got all the machines, hyperbaric chambers. This is why Triple C's the best. Can you guys say, and you?
Did you see Colby at the PI?
Yeah, I see him one time and he looked at me and turned around and he went somewhere. He had the fight with the Masvidal that time. Masvidal, I see Masvidal as well there. He was running on the machine and he watched me with one eye and he didn't want to look at again. I was watching us staying like, you know, I look at him and he didn't look at me again. So now he's speaking a lot of shit about me. I always had respect for that guy. I was thinking like, yeah, what a guy, you know, like he fights. I like his style and how he fights. I fight streets and the real gangsters and the real guys, you know, who has like real mind, real hard mind, you know, like men, and they don't talk like that. So talk on my face like that, you know. We talk on the face. Yeah, I just don't want to sit on the phone and she's that. No, it's not me. I'm gonna say on your face.
What do you think about the fight with Jorge and Gilbert Burns? How do you see that going down?
You know, I could care less about two jobbers in the division fighting each other. You know, the guy quit to the common cold. He missed weight by 9 pounds and he's laughing it off like this is a joke.
You know, John Anik, dude, I don't want your kids to grow up without a dad. Just realize you live in Boca. I live in Miami, motherfucker. You're not too far from me, so you better shut your mouth. You poke the bear, now you get the bear comes after you.
There you go! Line it up! Come on! The turn to hesitate is through! Yes! Look what I have created!